In this video, we're going to talk about the condoization of a piece of land so you can skip the whole subdivision process. You can save yourself years and hundreds of thousands of dollars in fees and then make hundreds of thousands of dollars on the back end by making it so you have separate properties that you can sell individually for 10 to sometimes 25% more than what you could sell the whole for. This particular process has made me and my investors an unbelievable amount of money here in Washington State. This is an RCW, so they can't prevent you from doing it, but there are only certain circumstances in which you should use this. So for example, if you're doing a dadu project and you want to be able to sell the backyard to someone else, a dadu is a detached accessory dwelling unit, you got a single family in the front, dadu in the back. You've got a duplex and you want to be able to sell each half of the duplex, you would condominiumize it. The condo process in the state of Washington is a land use process. It's not like it is in other states. When you say condos in other states, they start thinking apartments. They start thinking about single stack flat stuff. Condo could be anything. It could be townhomes. It could be duplexes. It could be land. It could be boat slips. It could be farmland. Condo covers everything in the state of Washington. So I want to walk you through the simple steps on how to do it. And then you're going to have a lot of questions in regards to this. And we talk about real estate investing, land developing all the time. So hit that magic subscribe button and don't forget to drop your questions below. We will do our best to answer each one of them. Step one, you need to confirm with the local municipality, the planning department, that this actually works. Now, don't let them tell you it doesn't. It is an RCW, but it has to function inside of a specific process that's going to benefit you that they recognize. You also may want to consult with a real estate attorney who is familiar with the Washington State Condominium Act, which is an RCW. You're going to hire a surveyor to conduct a full survey, but specifically they need to be doing a survey for a condo map survey. They're going to put together a site plan, a utility plan, an ingress-egress plan, and a drainage stormwater plan sometimes. That last one is a sometimes. Inside of that site plan, when they put together the condominium map, what they're going to show is they're going to show where the unit is physically located. They're going to show the unit boundaries. They're going to show the lot line boundaries. They're going to show the common areas, garages, yards, picnic benches, walkways. And they're going to show limited common areas. And they're going to show things like shared utilities or utility easements. This is why it also has to have a utility plan. One thing you want to be careful of, this has cost many people money, is they will do a specific utility easement and the utilities are located in the wrong spot. So quite often, even when we do a utility plan, what we do is we do blanket utility easements that cover the whole property. That way, no one is ever left without water, power, sewer, anything like that, because I don't want to get sued as the developer at some point in the future. One of the bonus items to include in this is quite often we will have them mark the corners of the property or maybe drop some flags to show where the boundary line is. You can condominiumize a piece of property before it's built, after it's built, during the process. So there's sometimes when you're going to be selling an existing structure and then doing a condo to create a unit in the back and the unit doesn't exist. So you kind of want to show where that future boundary line is going to be so you can be easily declared to a potential buyer. Another thing that we do when we're going to do that, we attach to the purchase and sale agreement and the listing agreement the condo map, and we have the condo map acknowledged by both parties so the buyer can't come back to you at some point in the future and say, hey, I didn't know you were selling the backyard. Then you're going to be working with your land use attorney or your attorney that specializes in condominiums. And what they're going to do is they're going to prepare a condominium declaration. The condominium declaration will describe the units. It describes the common elements. It describes the limited common elements. It talks about maintenance and responsibilities, the creation of the homeowners association, how it's going to be governed, the voting rights, the budgeting process, and the dues process, and how much the dues are. At this point, also, you can set rental caps if you want to. There are some good reasons why maybe you only want 50% of the units to be rentals, or maybe only 25% of the units to be rentals. That's going to be an economic thing for you to, chat with your local real estate agent about to figure out what's the highest and best use there. An important document that they prepare in addition to the condominium declaration is the initial public offering statement. When you get an offer from a buyer, they have to receive a copy of the initial public offering statement, and the initial public offering statement will also be required by their lender. Next, you're going to make sure that they prepared the bylaws and the articles of incorporation for the actual HOA, the homeowners association, because it functions as a business. Number 4, you then want to sit down and you want to review this with the surveyor, the engineer, the attorney, the title company, the whole team. During this whole process, you will see and hear over email, over Zoom, phone calls, the surveyor and the attorney going through items one by one. They'll be working hand in hand to make sure things are located in the right direction and they are properly noted on the map and properly described for each unit. This is so important. You cannot mess this up. So as it's reviewed, double, triple, quadruple check this. This is one of those ones you gotta check it multiple times. The next step is you're gonna then go record all of these documents. Once it's recorded, you actually have the individual units that can be sold. You're gonna record the condominium declaration, the condominium survey plat map, the articles of incorporation of the HOA. And then last but not least, once it's recorded, you can now go get your master insurance policy for the HOA. There has to be insurance on this, and let me use a duplex as an example. If you take a duplex and conduit and you sell Unit A and Unit B, the master insurance policy is going to cover the structure on the exterior, the roof, the siding, things like that, and general liability if someone falls down outside of one of the owner's units in a common area. Then the individual owners are going to carry their own insurance policy from the walls in. So you have to get a master insurance policy on this. The lender is going to require it anyway. This is one of those super nerdy, super complex processes, and we've tried to break it down and distill it for you in just a few minutes. So if you have questions, drop them below. We'd love to answer your guys' questions. We'd love to help point you in the right direction and show you how this can save you hundreds of thousands of dollars and make you an additional hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm Anton Stetner. Thanks for watching.